AVAX meme coins have been cooking, with runners like Lambo reaching over 40 million market cap, and recently Wolfie breaking 10 million in, I believe, less than an hour. And if you think you're late to the party, most of the big Solana traders that I know haven't even shown up yet. So I feel there's still plenty of time. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I'm finding these tokens, evaluating them, and then what bots and tools I'm using to trade them. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla video. As usual, I'm not a financial advisor. This is meme coins, okay? It's extremely risky and most of this stuff is going to zero. So always do your own research before buying or selling anything. If you appreciate these videos, hit that subscribe button. Let's jump right into it. So the flow of this video is going to be, I'm going to show you the Arena platform where all this started. Then I'm going to show you the flow of how I'm finding and evaluating these tokens to potentially be 10, 20, 30 million runners. And then finally, we're going to look at bots, tools, as well as a really cool terminal that just launched. So let's start off with Arena, which is the platform that is spawning all these tokens. If you remember Arena, it started off as a friend tech where you could buy somebody's ticket and then be in their chat. However, they've added features like streaming, and more recently, they added the ability to launch and trade tokens. And the cool thing here is all these tokens are linked to somebody's profile. It's linked to somebody's public Twitter profile, which gives you like more confidence that the person's potentially not going to rug it, especially if they're known, they have, you know, a brand or a name or a reputation. So now let's talk about the flow of trading meme coins on AVAX. So first of all, I am not trading new pairs, okay? There's literally multiple tokens. Like here, 4 tokens launched in the last 6 minutes. I don't have the time for that, okay? And a lot of these are just rugs, like $50 market cap. Do I really care? Maybe you can catch one at $50 and it runs to $1 million and you're now a billionaire. But personally, I'm not doing that. I am only trading freshly bonded tokens. So just to show you guys, here I am on Dex Screener. I'm going to go to Avalanche. I'm going to click new pairs, newest, and then I'm going to filter by dexes, and I'm going to select Arena Trade, which is the platform we just looked at. I'm going to save, and now I see every single token that has bonded through Arena. And when a new one bonds, it's going to pop up here at the top because I'm sorted by age. Now, if we look at the times here, you can see, yes, some hours there's 3 tokens that dropped in the hour, but it's usually like 1 to 3 tokens an hour. It is much calmer than 4 tokens dropping a minute. So I really like this, but eventually I assume this is just going to be extremely quick, similar to on Solana. Now, just to show you guys the flow, let's pretend Wolfie, which did extremely well. It's currently making an all-time high of 15.5. Let's pretend this just bonded, okay? And I see it. Here's my flow. I'm going to copy the contract address. I'm going to head over to the Arena app. I'm going to click the Explore button, paste the contract address, click the token, and now I want to do research to see, like, is this token viable? Is it a sender? And I want to be doing this as fast as possible because the market cap's potentially mooning, which is exactly what happened for Wolfie. It went to $1 million within seconds. So here I am on the token page. What I want to do is look at who the founder is. So I'm going to click on stats, and then right here I see who the founder is. So I'm going to click Excel Baller, and first green flag, his ticket price, because remember I said this thing operates like FriendTech, where you're buying a membership into his private chat. His ticket price is at 12.5 AVAX. Big green flag, okay? If I go look at his ticket holders, I recognize these names like Luigi and, you know, Broke AVAX. So I recognize these names. Green flags already. Now, the other thing I do is I check out his X profile, because what I'm looking for here, boom, we have 126 followers that I follow who also follow him. This is often something that I look for, you know, on projects to make sure if I looked up the right Twitter, like if I'm getting rugged or whatever. So this is a really big green flag here, especially if he has good names like, you know, D-Launch follows him, Avalanche developers, and some really strong names here. So green flag, it's not always a guarantee, right? You're going to have people who have a lot of followers who potentially are ruggers, right? They're going to steal your money. They don't care. But in a case like this is a really good sign. Now, there's going to be cases where somebody doesn't have a crazy following, but the token still does well. So you still have to evaluate the token itself. Like if we look at Snow, I papered this thing. I sold at 1.4 mil. It is currently at 2.4. But if we grab the contract address, we go back to the Arena app. I'm just going to quickly do it here. We go, like, his ticket price is at 1 AVAX, doing decently well, considering earlier today it was like less than half an AVAX. We go to his X profile. He's only going to have 1 follower in common who possibly followed him after this token launch. So here, you're really going to need to look into the token. And I know they dropped a really cool video here that, a lot of people liked because they're showing him drawing the art. It's like a Pokemon, but turned red for AVAX. So there's going to be cases where you need to actually look into the token more than just the founder before aping. And then just to illustrate what might happen sometimes, this is a scam snow. So somebody just tried to steal the idea and get some buyers. Sometimes you'll see external account, which means there's no Twitter account linked to this arena launch. In the cases I've seen, most of these have just been rugs. Even if it pumps to like 400 or 500K, eventually it just goes down to zero. So I really want to see somebody who's publicly claiming a token. And I'm not going to lie, I've wanted to launch my own meme coin here. Hit the like button if you want me to launch my own meme coin on the Arena app. So now that we found a token to buy, in this case, I'm going to go with Lambo because I have bags of Lambo, and who doesn't want a Lambo? How do we buy it? And my suggestion to you is that you use a tool. There's a ton of different ones. There's web apps, there's Telegram bots, there's even a terminal we're going to look at. But the tool I've been using is MEVX. So on MEVX, you could look at new pairs. You're going to want to filter by Avalanche if you're doing this. You could quick buy directly on this page, but if we paste a contract address and we pick the token, here we're at Lambo, and you could see like it's doing really well. It is currently at a $42 million market cap, which I believe is the all-time high. So within this app, I'm sure you recognize it, right? You have all the trades going on. On the right side, you're able to buy and sell tokens. What I suggest doing, especially when it's a fresh token and like the market's hot, is adjust your slippage. I've gone to like 15, 20 in some cases when I really want to hit. The other day when Ballistic or whatever that token was launched, I set this to, I think 18%. I'm just going to put it back to 5 here and save, but that's something you're going to want to adjust based on the token. Okay? I can't just tell you one level to put your slippage at and that's what you should have. It really depends on the demand for the token and how fast it's moving. But here I would just click buy. I'm going to do that in a second. But what I like about MEVX is not only does it work as a web app, it also works in Telegram. So I'm able to leave my PC, go to the gym or the grocery store or whatever, and still trade. So you'll see now, let's buy some Lambo because I've wanted to accumulate it. Let's just put 20. I'm going to click quick buy. The order is going to go through. You see right away, I got the alert and it shows that I bought tokens in Telegram. So now I'm able to click it and it pops up and it shows me like how much I'm up by. It shows me my holdings, and I can buy and sell directly from here. If I wanted to sell, I would just click the percentage that I want to sell here, or I can switch to buy mode. And now I'm able to buy more. So I really like that. There are some other bots that you can use in Telegram only, like Based bot. This one works great as well. And then there's also this Sigma bot, which works both in Telegram and in the web app. But personally, I've just been using MEVX, which I find works really great. So link to every single bot I mentioned in the description down below. Now, one of the most important things is keeping an eye on the bonded tokens. However, it's not practical for me to have Dex Screener open all day and just staring at it. So what I want is alerts, and there's plenty of tools for this. What I'm personally doing with Captain Y is we're building a alerts tool both in Telegram and Discord. So here you can see a token just graduated. So now we get the alert. We could buy it directly on different bots. You get the contract address that you can copy. We're going to be adding things like Twitter, so you can go directly to the Twitter account. Keep in mind, this is still in beta. Like, we just started developing it. There's a lot of tools out there, so you don't have to use this one. You could use any of the other alerts out there, but this is super convenient, especially on mobile. I get the alert something just bonded. I go and check my alpha chats, whatever, and then I buy the token from MEVX directly in Telegram. So we're doing this for completely free. If it's ready, there will be a link in the description down below. If not, at one point, like, I'll tweet it or something, or I'll come back to this video and add it. However, it's not only good for mobile, it's also good for desktop, because sometimes I'm just sitting at my PC working and then I get a little pop-up that says like, hey, new token bonded. So I definitely recommend having a Telegram alert bot. However, if you're really serious about this stuff, there's a new tool that just came out literally 8 hours ago by the time I'm filming this, called Arena Pro. And this is going to remind you guys of like Axiom or Bullx Photon, whatever you use, if you're in the Solana trenches, because here we see the tokens that are about to graduate with like a progression bar. So maybe you want to research on some of these tokens before it bonds and other people get into it. We also can filter by graduated. So I see the tokens that have freshly graduated like 3 minutes ago, 2 hours, 2 hours, and so on. So I'm able to grab this token, which we just saw was alerted in the bot. And the cool thing here is rather than having to manually copy the contract, go into Arena, paste it, I can just click here and go directly to the Arena page. And from here, I'd be able to, research the founder and research the token and so on. Another thing that's cool, which it doesn't always happen, but if somebody's account is linked to Arena, his Twitter account, you're going to be able to see their name here. So you're able to see, are there like whales, or is there anybody on the AVAX team or somebody that's really good buying into this token? And it's kind of a green flag. It also gives you the KOL wallet, so if you want to collect those, you'd be able to see. It's a shame I can't find any right now, but you'd be able to see one here. And of course, in this tool, you could buy directly on this page, however amount you want. On the previous page, I think it's because my wallet isn't connected, but sometimes there's a quick buy button here. I don't know why it's not loading. Sometimes it does load. There'd be a quick buy. You change it right here. So very useful tool. Again, it popped up 8 hours ago. It's still in beta. So there's going to be bugs. So keep that in mind when you're using this tool. But that does it for today's tutorial on how to trade meme coins on AVAX. I hope you found it useful. I hope you hit a Giga Cook. If you do, be sure to come back and tell me in the comments. And while you're down there, hit the like button because it really helps my channel reach a wider audience. If you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit the subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thank you for watching another Crypto Gorilla video. Peace.